Let me do this. Can you hear me? Tell me if you can hear me now. So the topic was centered on helping these children to be independent in terms of nutrition, independent in terms of being able to support themselves. Because we looked at situations where a child, maybe a parent identifies that a person is probably toxic to the health of their children. But because that person is probably the only person that is there to be able to offer them food. Oh, thank you, Pradi. Then we still allow it, where you are compelled to allow somebody who is apparently toxic to your child to remain around them just because that person is the only person that can make food available for them. So when we talked about independence last week, we talked about dietary independence, nutritional independence. Oh, people, my clip is kind of misbehaving this evening. So we have dietary independence, nutritional independence, being able to, fix themselves something when they are hungry. Of course, we identify the fact that many of these children are not able to handle these things. If you are here, thank you for joining us. Samsung SM, can you tell us, maybe put your name so we can relate? If you're here, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that what we are talking about is something that, resonates or interests you, or that you know someone who would benefit from this type of discussion. So the discussion was initially and is still centered around the girl child on the spectrum. But come on, some of these things apply to all of us. And actually, while we discussed this nutritional independence, we laid a lot of emphasis on the male child, because they are the ones whose cultural disposition is such that they were not normally, ideally trained to fend for themselves in terms of nutrition. But for the girl child who is neurologically impaired, the parents will still try to some extent to make them available around the kitchen, at least be looking at what they are doing from time to time. But the boy child is the one who, in some cultures, it's allowed that he should sit in the sitting room and be pressing game while the mother and the girl child is in the kitchen. But in this case, we are saying that for every child with impairments, when it is possible for them to handle utensils, that parents should make it a duty to help them to be able to sort themselves out in terms of what they eat. Now, we also looked at how proper the kind of food. So that is like a different, topic altogether. Evangelist Kate, welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. So that is like a different topic altogether, but what we discussed last week is, no matter what the child eats, help them to learn, to prepare, to fix something. Just if it's boiling, if it's cutting, if it's steaming, if it's warming. And we also talked about how you can teach a child that you are afraid of cutting. You believe that this child might cut himself or herself. So I was demonstrating with a cup and a pen that last week. And I said that, okay, let me find the pen. I think I still have the pen here. I don't have the cup, but I still have the pen. So what we said is, assuming this is potato, for instance, if you can see me, oh dear, this background, if you can see me, assuming this is potato, don't make the child cut the potato like this. Make the child hold the potato like this and put the knife in between. You see, by doing this, there is lower possibility of cutting their fingers. You see, they are cutting in the middle and cutting downwards. So their hands are beside the potato. But if you ask the child to hold the potato like this and cut, there's a possibility that the child may cut their own fingers on top, and when the knife is also landing under, it might also cut this finger underneath. So this is just a very simple technique that we can start with to teach our children some basic cooking techniques. We are talking about supporting them to support themselves. You won't be there all the time, you won't be there forever. And what we are doing here is not that we are saying they will not get better. We are only saying that even as they are getting better, we are supporting them to be the best of themselves. So I don't know, Mommy Adesua, what can you tell us?
Development is the life skills.
Yes.
And when anyone, both neurotypical, neurodivergent, every one of us, when you have a certain level of life skill, there's this confidence that comes with it.
Exactly.
And when you have a child in the spectrum, and that child have these basic skills, you have the confidence that they can manage for themselves.
Yeah.
Like you said, except those that really don't have the capacity. But when they have a level of capacity, I've got some moms, some parents, they're doing very well because their children, and one of the things we have to understand is some of those young people, they have, some of them really have a knack for doing things.
Yeah,
so you got to
using their fingers.
Yeah, and then you've got to not just look, because what we tend to do, we focus on the challenges so much.
Yes.
That we remove their potentials from them. We remove their ability from them. We just make them to not be able to do anything.
Yes.
So this is a very good aspect that as much as they have their challenges, they are still human beings. And part of human dignity is having basic life skills.
Yes.
You understand? And then it's very important that we all, put in, and then they have the capacity to defend themselves as well. Like what you're saying about probably someone helping them. The person might, let's not say maybe the person is wicked. The person might be incapacitated.
Mm-hmm. Life happens.
Life happens. As a mom or as a parent, something could happen. You might be capacitated or in admission or whatever. So the assurance that they can fend for themselves, they can be able to manage basic things is very important. So let's not take away their willpower.
Mm-hmm.
They are full human beings, and they have the right to be able to manage things within the scope of their capacity. And yeah, it's a very wonderful perspective. Is life skills for our young people is one of the best things, because without life skills in life can be quite challenging.
Exactly.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Mommy Esther, and our wonderful evangelist pastor. Why are you not putting your name? Evangelist Pastor Kate. So I'm going to address our sister, Pastor Kate, because she might not be very conversant with what we are doing, but it's very important because she's a leader in a church. She has a lot of children and family that she oversees. So, woman of God.
Blessings, man. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mommy. Yeah, the phone is a new phone, that is why.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to explain what we are doing, because sometimes if you don't have the idea and you come because you as a leader, you might have all kind of families in your congregation.
Yeah.
So we are dealing with families. You might see some children, they have none of that. These children are human beings. They have neurological challenges. It might be developmental thing that happen in the neurons in the brain. Some are not fully developed. Some are some developed in another way that they
Yeah.
don't see life the way you see life. You understand? But that does not make them less. You understand? They are not lesser human beings. And when we see parents with those kind of children, we should be sensitive enough to be supportive, not to be judgmental.
Yes.
Exactly.
Not judgmental.
And sometimes we beat up, as African community, we beat up those children because they're not doing exactly what we want them to do. But most of the time, they don't understand what we are talking about. You understand? Because while you are talking, everybody is talking at the same time, their brain will cross over. Either they start shouting, they start crying, or they fall on the ground because they can't process it like other children can. But there are ways that you can be able to support them by being calm yourself, by supporting that mom for the 2 hours she's going to be in church. You know, people can just take that child to play, to see what they need. And what we talked about last week is some of them, because we see that there is a challenge, we just focus so much on that challenge that we forget that they are human beings that need their own life skills to be able to survive in life. You understand? So what Mrs. Ijema was bringing up was teaching them how to maybe cut without cutting themselves, do cutting in the kitchen, or how to prepare basic things to warm their food, to steam their food, and how to teach them danger around fire, those that have the capacity. You understand? Which normally it comes natural when we are dealing with neurotypical children. But when we are dealing with children with neurological development, we now have some of us shy away. Some parents just want to hide themselves totally. All right? They don't want to even, because of judgment. So it's our duty as a community, as leaders, as a people, as family, to be able to gain this knowledge and be able to be open, to be supportive, to be able to help when it's needed, because you can't give what you don't have.
Exactly.
You understand? But when you have a basic knowledge that this is not because the father is bad or the mother is bad or one devil has come, is a neurological issue, and it helps us to be more embracing and be more open to be supportive. So that's why, and it's not just you, anyone else in the YouTube, TikTok that's listening to us. So these are things that is very important. If you have any questions around it, we're here to answer your question. You can
put it down on the chat.
On the chat, email us. We have our website as well. So these are things that as a community, because sometimes we focus on just one side and we forget to carry everyone along. So what we are doing here is inclusion matters. Every one of us matters. Even as children of God, we matters. And the ability to carry everyone, to be able to express the love and compassion of God to each and every one is very important to God. And that is his heartbeat, especially those that cannot actually repay you.
Yes.
And that's I hope that gives a bit of understanding. I don't want to talk too much, but
yeah. Thank you very much, Ma.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate more grace, more grace.
Thank you.
I wish all the women all over the world can just connect on this platform, because as mothers, we actually need this kind of training, this kind of message, this kind of teaching, because a lot of African mothers, they don't know anything concerning
this.
Yes.
to even parent their children. So knowledge is no waste. Me, I'm hearing it, and I've learned something out of it. Indeed, the anger that sometimes we pour out on the children. Sometimes you see 18 years child cannot even cook, does not know how to cook.
Yeah.
You know, so just be eating biscuits, waiting for mommy to come back from work, which is an error. It's
Yes.
not a good thing at all. So this platform of this kind of teaching is a whereby a mothers has to connect, so that we begin to do what is needful and focus on what is important that can benefit our children even when we are not there.
Yes.
And those things will also help them when they get married. So these are the time we can do it, because it get to a time in their age, it's not that time you want to teach them. They will not have time for that anymore.
Of course.
So as our sister earlier said, teach them how to cut. When you cut your hand, it will be healed. You start again. And at the end of the day, they won't even cut their hands, because teaching them gradually how to do this, how to do that, it also lessen you your own work.
Exactly.
It also lessen you your own work. Me, I that was what I was doing before. I go out to buy, make shopping, come back, start preparing for the food, do this, do that. So one day, I just wake up and my spirit told me, "What are you doing? These children have grown enough to take care of so many things in the house. They can wash the bedroom. They can so many things. So why are you doing this?" I just sit in the bed. I say, it's true. Then I call two of them. I say, "From today, you both will be washing the bedroom." And they say, "Mama," I say, "Yes." You are you. I said, so that me also can rest. I've been watching it when you people were little. So now you have grown up. So you have to learn it, because it will help you when you get married, when you are on your own. So that's how they start. So the boy, we watch. The next week, the girl we watch. So that is how they are doing. Me now, I just rest. So the one that didn't do well, I just have to tell them, "No, this place, you have to clean it more and all." So when it comes to the cooking aspect also, that was what I did. If not, the work would be too much.
Yes.
Now, sometimes when I traveled, before I come, my daughter will cook beans. Sometimes we cook stew. So that if I come, let me also eat. Even though it's sweet, it is sweet.
It doesn't matter. That's how we all learned.
You see, so all these things are very, very important, because a man was telling me that, "Can you imagine my daughter don't know how to cook pasta, don't know how to cook spaghetti?" I said, your daughter? I said, don't even know. The mother did not. The man was angry. I said, the mother did not even teach her how to do all those things. So now it's difficult at home. She can't do those things. So at the end of the day, the blame now come upon us. So it's earlier we know all these things, and it's a platform that we need to share and let people come in. We need to advert it, make an advert.
Yeah, you can help us share it out there as
well. Sometimes when you share it, a lot of people will just look at it and just go, "It's something that I have to make an advert on it."
Yes.
Yeah. Because sometimes you send something, they just look at it and pass. Some people they don't have when they have an
as long
advert
as it's not going to give them instant miracle.
or money. Or some cash inside their pocket.
Yeah. But if it's something you make an advert on, and they listen to the advert, they will let me actually, because it concerns children.
Of
so
course.
Everybody is eager to hear about it, what they want to talk about children, because all of us are mothers. We are looking in a platform whereby we can learn and use it to train our children. So it will draw their attention. They want to listen, because somebody was telling me, because they want to listen. It concerns children. It concerns how to. So the mothers are eager to. They want to hear what it is. But if you just share it like that, sometimes they will not.
Yeah, we will. I think that's a video because most of the time people don't have the capacity to read.
Yes.
They just
Yes,
pass.
yes, it's true. Make a video of what it is
That
about.
visual one will be better.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I will, when
thank
I have
you
the
very
poster, I will
much.
just make a little video over it.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
an advert. And so
Mm,
when the advert has been passed across, the
yes,
ones that got
exactly.
they already have it. So the very day of the conversation, the training, the teaching, we also pass it around. So the person will say, "Oh, I don't see this advert before." They talk about children.
Exactly.
Let me connect. You know.
That's true.
So it will also help because we need it, mommies. Because a woman was telling me yesterday that when I correct my child, she gets angry.
Because she didn't start early. She didn't start doing it early enough. So the child is already like, what is this? You weren't doing this before. Why are you starting now?
Sometimes we also look into changes. Children, they can be from young. I remember my children very young. I have always been working outside the home. They start cleaning, they start doing whatever. But teenage came,
Yeah.
them lying down, everybody lying down. And because by grace of God we are many, then there's blame here, there's blame here. Just
It's true.
so at the end of the day, you are even trying to okay, it's all right now. But here is what comes. Parenting, motherhood is a sacred ministry, all right? So
You
it's not
can't.
something we get overwhelmed about. Like our mommy just said, we keep learning, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
our own emotional intelligence is very important, all right? Because you are not going to be in the same level with them, teenagers, and then you are on par of shouting, you must read,
Yeah.
you must. No, you just have to calm yourself and let them. I remember at a time when one of my child was going through his own time, and close my door, close my door. So okay, 2 o'clock I will go. But I'll sit down. I said, one, you are not allowed to shout on your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like continuously.
Yes.
But by the grace of God today, an adult, wonderful, responsible human being, a wonderful person in the society. But because somebody did not give up, you didn't allow something to just overwhelm. Oh, because it's happening. Oh my, shame. No, I remember going to parenting class.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And because when you're bringing up children in Europe, it can be very challenging sometimes. I went to those parenting classes, but what they were dealing with were children that were on drugs or children that leave home early, getting themselves engaged in prostitution and all those. So that wasn't what I was looking for. It
Yes.
was like, no, because God has given you the word and you know what you want, the outcome you want for your family. And that's how I went back to school, studying child psychology and all that. Why? Because what I was saying does not, it doesn't align with what the outcome I was expecting.
Yes.
You understand? So it's on us to put the effort. And coming back to mommy saying that about the father being angry, and I say this out there to all fathers. I understand the culture.
I was
I
going to go there.
understand the mindset, but please, these are your legacy. Don't just leave it for the mother. The things you see that is not working, get educated about it. Invest in your children. They carry your legacy. Okay? Don't just say because there is I hate blame game in every aspect. Oh, you didn't do it. Oh, no. Get your hands dirty. Do what is needed to be done.
Roll your sleeves too and get down to work.
Let's not just say, oh, the mother. Wherever you know that is your strength, work on it. You understand?
If you identify the challenge, put head too.
Yeah. If on the hand, maybe the mom is not strict enough, and then maybe the child is not children you use strictness for. They will follow. But maybe you just say, today, me and my princess, we are making spaghetti. Put on your apron. Put an apron on her. And, before you know it, I remember a child I worked with at a time. She was not able to be in school. It was a difficult thing. The mom was frustrated. She was on different pills because she could not understand it. So when that child was assigned to me, I used 2 days to check, and I realized that she loves cooking. But mom cannot, in the life of her, allow her close to the kitchen because to her it's going to be disastrous. Children with hidden disabilities, it's very difficult for you to understand. Then I said, okay, we're going to start this. We watch YouTube, we learn things, and then I will now be her assistant. She's the chef, I'm the assistant.
Yeah.
So she, before you know it, she was making good food. She was, I saw them a few weeks ago. She said, the best time of my life was with Miss Ade. Like, she, why? Because somebody took out time to see her potential, not just the challenges. You understand?
Yes.
We work on it. Doesn't mean that along the line there were a lot of problems, there were lots of challenges, but we didn't focus on that. We focus rather on helping her to build her confidence on the on her area of strength. You understand? So here we are dealing with different things. If you're a father, don't just take it as is the woman's job to make sure a child is this or that. We are all in this together. Let's work together. Let's not throw it, and let us, when it comes to children, don't blame anybody. Roll your sleeve. Work together. Have one mindset. It's very important. And and I pray that we will get it right with our children. Our labor will not be in vain.
Of course.
In Jesus' name. Yeah.
Amen.
Moms are sometimes afraid that children will hurt themselves and they will be blamed. Yes, that's the thing. That's why, as a community, we need support. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm going to support your child, I won't have that strong emotional
attachment.
You understand? I'm more coming on a professional level.
Exactly.
And I'm going to support her. Maybe we go out now. You will be so scared that, oh my God. But I won't be doing that because I know what to do. I know what to say when we go to a public place. We go to public places. I know how to interact. Even when there is a meltdown, it doesn't bother me. You understand? Because it's expected. But as a parent, it challenges you because you want to be careful. You understand? You don't, and then definitely there's those judgmental things that just make you lose confidence in yourself. But as a community, as leaders in church, as ushers, if we have this basic understanding, instead of allowing the mom or the dad to be so overwhelmed at that moment, we can actually step in and relieve them of that burden in a few, maybe an hour, just to make it calm. And when children develop, one of the things I always say, like, my children does not have the kind of chances their cousins had, because back home you have aunties, you have uncle, you have everyone into it that is connected to you. You can leave your home and go and stay. But here, you are with your parents 24/7. And that also is it's not very good for the children. They need connection aside from their parent. So, but how can we do that? We do that as a community. We put effort. It's so difficult because everybody is busy. But if we are intentional and connecting, we can be able to work this out. And the only way is getting the knowledge, and understanding. If you have a teenager that doesn't know how to cook, and the teenager visits me, because in my house everybody cook. If you don't cook, you are on your own. You understand? So they have to. Before they go back, even in 3 days, she go back being a cook because everybody is cooking in my place. You understand? And maybe there's a strength you have as well. And my daughter, that's not my strength. And my daughter comes to you. Maybe you're the type that everything has to be in the same angle. Me, I don't care. And my daughter come there and you say, no. Arrange it here. Before she leaves,
she would have learned one skill.
Being very organized. You understand? And those are that's how it's not because one person is lesser than the other. No, but because as a community we support one another. You understand? And that's it. So thank you very much. Mommy Esther wanted to say something. Yeah, okay. She was the one that.
Okay. Bless you, moms.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. So, my point was on, the society we are in, and how the authorities react when things happen. So sometimes, moms want to do as we are discussing, but on the other hand, they are also afraid. There's this fear that what if something happens? How am I going to explain? Or, things like that. So I think that's also another situation.
Another aspect. Now, I will come through here as a professional, all right? Your child, first of all, is your child. You are the one that's going to understand their strengths, okay? There's going to be, maybe they don't have the capacity to deal with fire yet, but you can teach them to make sandwiches. That has nothing to do with fire, okay? So they can be able to mix tuna with mayonnaise and have lettuce, but you will sit and they will do it. You understand? Then slowly, now, if there's something, maybe some family have the social worker around and everything, you're going to address it with them that you are teaching. You understand? Because one of those, when safeguarding happens, they will make their investigation. But that you will not allow that to cripple your daughter's, your child's development. We need to be able to express, because as part of what we discuss is advocacy. You are the advocates for your child, okay? So we have to advocate that this is what my child needs. These are the things they are doing. These are the things they can do. So when we have that voice and be able to express them, we saw a wound, and this, yes, because she was trying to do this, but she should be able to do that, and I'm teaching her to do it. And then the first time the investigation starts, let it start. You understand? We must not be afraid of investigation, as long as there is nothing that you have intentionally done to hurt your child. Your child needs to learn about life. Our children needs to go out there, they will fall, they will get up, you understand? Except a child that does not have sense of danger at all. So then we got to be careful not to allow them. But if they have a bit of understanding, we start small. We start with nothing that will harm them. We can. I used to run food for fun, a cookery school. Then what we start with, you get the ingredients, you make them to watch the video, and then they'll sit down. Any little thing they're able to do, you praise them. So within a short time, you will see that they are getting it better. The coordination is getting stronger. It takes patience, but we must not allow fear to cripple our children's development, because the fear will always be there, the authority will always be there, but our children, once they get to 18, those people, they don't give a damn anymore. You understand? So we need to work with them, but work for the benefits of your child. That is what an advocate does. Everything I do has to be for the well-being of my child. And sometimes it's going to be like, okay, something's happened. I might not know it all. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to work with them. I'm willing to understand. But never will I allow fear. Tell me what I've done wrong. I will learn from there, because I want the best for my child. But I'm not going to allow you to say, because, oh, drag me anywhere. I've been to court in this country. I'm not afraid of anything. I want to learn. I want to understand. And everything I do is for the benefit of my child, for the well-being of my child, for the best outcome for my child. And I will not trade that for any kind of fear or oppression from anyone. So if you're able to stand your ground, understand that you are the advocate for your child, they will know your stand. They will ask what is going on. They will know that you don't mean harm for your child. You understand? So it's very important, because I know the pressure. I myself have gone through that a lot, and I have not allowed that to take away my advocacy for the benefits of my children. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And for your question, it was very valid concern.
Yeah.
Which is why we started talking about the right way to guide them.
Yeah.
Even for neurotypical children, you get that concern, let alone for children with special needs. You have that concern, you guide them. It's a guide, and there are basic ways to get these things done. Because if we continue fearing about them, you won't even allow them to go to school. Sometimes they call you that they were just playing and they bumped each other's head, they scratched their hand. All of these are sometimes pain of growth, we call them, pain that leads to growth. And believe me, not that we wish that any child should have that kind of accident, but if a child goes through that maybe once, it will not happen again for a long time, because they would have learned a lesson. But the best thing as a mother is to provide all the necessary safeguarding, maybe not safeguarding, safety covers. Don't allow them to maybe handle hot water, for instance, or the cotton now, as we talked about how you can support them. Let me tell you, like last week I was explaining, my son that is in year 3, they did cooking in school. At home, I am still feeling, oh, this one will pour water or pour hot oil or cut hand. And he came home and told me that they did cooking in school, and I'm like, look at me. I felt I felt like inefficient. Look at me here, fearing that he will hurt himself, and he's already doing it at school, which should be the other way around. He should get
But
to school.
that's the emotional connection. Meanwhile,
Exactly.
exactly, yeah, in school, it's part of what they do. It's part of the curriculum,
Uh-huh.
and they need to do it. So, and this is what we need to implement as family, as well as parents, that we don't just see them as fragile little beings.
Exactly.
They are human beings, and they need those life lessons that will build them up, you know. And sometimes
Yes.
it's difficult. I understand. Most of the time, I take my children, oh, I will sit in the car. I'm not going to, do you go and do the shopping? I will sit in the car. You understand? At the beginning, they will drag and drag, but I know that they need those skills for
Yes.
themselves. So if they can't do it, mom has to do it every time. Then time will come, they're just not able to do it. So I take them there. They take the bag, they go inside. Oh, but how can I pay? I say, well, when it's time for pay, call me. I will come. Then after a while, I start giving them the card. They should
Yeah.
pay. You understand? So
Yeah.
slowly, now they are preparing to go to uni and all that. At least they have the confidence to be able to even manage their own money
Yes.
without saying, thinking that this or that. You understand? Because it's so not easy, especially in the society we found ourselves. You know, it's not easy, but we just have to find a way around it. And when it comes to the authority, yes, sometimes some of us we had it worse than others, but we just have to move with it and learn along the line. Doesn't mean that they are the worst. No, they are working with past experiences that parents have been horrible to their children.
Yeah.
Okay, but then that does not generalize everyone. But if you know that you're doing the right thing, you're helping your child, even if there is an investigation, don't worry about it, because once they found out that there is no harm intended, you will be exonerated, you'll be cleared up. You understand? But it should never stop us to do what we need to do for the benefit of our children.
Sometimes it's also worth investing in some small equipment. Like if a child is learning to cut, for instance, there's this type of graters that we were buying for my nieces. It's like a box, so they grate on top of it. There's also something that you can wear, only one finger will enter, and it's like stainless barrier that you use to teach the child to cut vegetable, for instance. So when they hold the vegetable, they will wear that thing like a guard on their finger and hold it like this and be cutting. So any knife will be cutting on that stainless barrier. There are simple things around now that we can use to start teaching them. Even for us adults, we can also apply them. And then being in this environment, I know that there are people watching us that are not in this environment. I have spoken about this thing a while ago. If you are buying vegetable, for instance, as a food scientist, I know that vegetables that are frozen at the point of harvest is even richer than the vegetable that you are buying on the counter, because by the time they travel from the farm to the counter, it would have become exposed to some environmental elements like the sun, brushing and pushing and mechanical damages, and that would have started depleting their nutrients. But some of these products are actually washed, chopped and frozen around the place of harvest at the farms. So if you are a parent that is your children are just beginning to learn to cook, even me, I'm not learning, but number one, it makes life easier. Number two, a lot of them are sustaining more of the nutrients. I like to use many of these packaged chopped vegetables, like frozen vegetables. You have a pack. The one that is sold by Asda has both broccoli, cauliflower, carrot, green pea, all those vegetables are chopped already and frozen in a pack. You can buy it, the child can just cut it open and prepare simple foods. Like if you're eating something like pasta, you just put onion, beat like 5 to 6 eggs, put it in the pot of the onion, fry it until, not fry but allow it to cook, and then you pour the vegetable and a little bit of tomato, and that is your pasta sauce. It is as nutritious as it is easy. So some of these foods are made simpler so that these children will not go through a very complicated process to learn to fend for themselves. It will be a very bad thing, like we said last week, that you realize that a person or a situation is toxic for your child, and you have no choice than to allow it to continue happening only because that is the only way that child is getting fed. In fact, you are increasing your child's handicap by making that child dependent on somebody for everyday feeding. It's a handicap. We don't realize it, but it's a form of disability. It's a handicap that I cannot eat until somebody gives me food. It's a lot. You don't know how much it's impacting on their self-esteem, how much it's impacting on their nutritional needs, how much it's impacting on who the child is.
As a human being.
Yeah, dignity.
Because we need to be able to be
sufficient.
So if people have to do things for you round the clock, at the beginning it seems as if
you are enjoying.
But the truth of the matter, like you said, it makes one handicap that you can't even do basic things for yourself. So it's a very important thing, both for our neurotypical children, that is the ones that doesn't have those neurological challenges, and those that have neurological challenges but still have the capacity to be able to manage themselves. And I still go about it. Look at the potential of your child. Don't just focus on their challenges alone. Look at their strengths, enhance it, do everything possible, invest in it. That build their confidence, and that's work on their challenges. Because once a child, most of the times, especially non-verbals, the reason they get worked up is because they can't voice their feelings.
Yes.
They can't express, they can't make you understand them. Then there is a meltdown. Then there is behavioral issues. But when you are able to identify their strengths, you start building on that strength. It helps them to channel their energy positively.
Exactly.
So there are lesser cases of behavioral issues. And it gives you the confidence that one day there won't be a liability, not for the system or for anybody.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing young people or men and women that have visible disability, but they are good in what they do, and they are able to fend for themselves, So it's very important that we don't allow what they don't have to cancel what they have.
What they can afford to do.
So what they can do, there's possibility, their potential. Don't allow what we think it should be to cancel what is. Because it's very important that we work on that. That builds their self-esteem, and that also help you to release those anxiety about them growing into adulthood. Once again, we have come to the end of our discussions, our conversations today. Thank you so much, our wonderful food scientist, nutritionist, Dr. Ijema, our mommy Esther, always there, and our pastor, evangelist, our leader, because I always love faith leaders. and leaders in any circle to be present. Because when you are equipped, everybody around you will be able to have that understanding. So we appreciate you for joining us. And those of you that will come across it on YouTube, TikTok, we thank you for engaging. And please comment. Let us know what you think. And also let us understand how this impacts you, and what is it, your questions. We will be here to be able to, what we don't know, definitely we will make inquiries and signposts. Thank you very much. Any last word from any one of us?
Blessings. I just want to say thank you, woman of God, for this teaching. I appreciate, I celebrate the doctor, I celebrate all the women in the house, and bringing this together to equip the women, to make them know their duty, what they're supposed to do in the healing before it got out of hands. I really appreciate, I've really learned, and you can start with something, so you should not be afraid, because that thing you don't want to teach your child, they teach them in school. As she earlier said, I don't want her to cook because maybe we pour water, and coming back from school and say, Mommy, we don't want to
he cooks.
Exactly.
I'm really blessed. It's okay. We are going to be hearing more. We have others to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For making me to know which I don't know before.
Appreciate that. I think that's life, isn't it? We just keep learning. So there's a saying that when we stop learning, we start dying. You know?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So see you next week by the grace of God. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for dropping by. So see you again next week on Building Bridges. If you're here, I hope you learned one or two things. We are all here to learn. Building Bridges is about supporting our children, especially the female child who is on the autism spectrum. They need all our support, not just for the peculiar challenges of a female child, but for other things that is even general to other children. Like today, we talked about supporting the child to fend for themselves in terms of what to eat and how to prepare the food. Most of the parents present are actually parents of neurotypical children, but they found the discussion very insightful. How about you? If you found this discussion insightful, please let us know in the comments. Let us know even if you have an idea of things you want us to discuss. We are very welcome to new ideas. If you want us to discuss anything in particular, just drop the topic. If you just want us to know that you appreciate what we do, tell us, because in my language they say if you praise the king for what he did, he will even be compelled to do more. If what we are doing is interesting to you, it would be nice to just let us know. Otherwise, it's been a beautiful evening. I didn't know it was going to go this well, but yeah, it went so well. It went so well, well attended, uh, and how it is that sometimes the things you think is just a common knowledge is something that someone really finds insightful. Like today, we talked about helping children to support themselves, and these women found it really insightful. It's interesting. I would have just thought it's a topic that, oh, come on, every mother should know that. But no, they found it insightful, and they found it interesting, and something they want to go and try. They want to go and start trying. So this tells me that those things you think are very common to you may not be common after all. So if you would want us to talk about it, it's fine. It would be nice if you just bring it up, because that knowledge you have, that message you have, someone may just be waiting for it at the other end of the tunnel. If you think so, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, see you again next week, Thursday, on Building Bridges. Bye-bye.